questions, but if you want to drop them in the chat as we're going along, and then I'll come back and work my way through them. If it doesn't get answered by the end, just ask it again. Yes, I am, Lou. I'm across 2 platforms today. I'm, covering all bases tonight. So the plan is I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, who I am, what I do, how it all works with Usborne, how you can become a partner, and then show you some books, if that's okay. No, Lou, because I'm live. I can't. You won't be able to see it on Facebook, on Bookface, because it's in a private group anyway, so you can watch on this side. It's exactly the same anyway. Hey Rosie, hey Courtney, thank you for coming in. So if you are in this side of my screen on TikTok, please can you hit that share button, send it out to lots of people for me, and get tapping the screen and get engaging, and we can push this out and reach more people. If you're over here, you're in a private group, so you can't do that, but please do comment along, ask questions and engage as we're going, because the more you guys chat to me, the more I will talk. That's probably not a good thing though, is it? Thank you so much for the heart me. Okay, so let's get cracking. Who am I? I am Kerry, and I've been a partner with Usborne for 8 and a bit years now. I joined in July of 2017 when my daughter was a mere 1 year old, and she's now just turned 10. So it's been a long time, and we've both sort of grown up with my bookshop. Thank you for tapping away. I became a leader with the company in October 2017, so very, very quickly in my journey. My business grew quite fast, and I've been a leader consistently ever since October 2017. Hey Megan, welcome in. So what do? I help parents build a bookshop from home that works flexibly around their children, their life, their job, etc., that allows them more flexibility and freedom in life. It's as simple as that. The company I work for, or work with, should I say, are Usborne. Lots of people will have heard of Usborne, and if you haven't heard of us, you'll definitely have seen us. This little hot air balloon here is on all of our books on the spine, so I can guarantee you, if you've got children, you go to your bookshop, you will find one of these on there. They are beautiful, beautiful books. We actually publish over 3,000 different titles, ranging from birth right through to young adult fiction and everything in between. I do genuinely believe there is something for everybody in what we do, and I'll show you a little bit of what we have to offer later on this evening. I have got notes down here because anybody who watches me live regularly will tell you, oh, you can't see it because the box is that better? Will tell you that I have a tendency to ramble, so I figured I would have some notes to keep me on track and make sure I don't miss anything important. So, yes, Usborne. Usborne are a family-run company based in Oxfordshire in the UK, and we operate in a few European countries as well, but we work all over the UK. There's no territories, so I can work anywhere in the UK with any school, any people, etc. We're not limited to certain space, which I love. And there are 4 main reasons that people join Usborne as a partner, and I'm going to go through them all. So first one is flexibility. Flexibility in lots of different aspects. So working around your children, being able to choose your own hours, you sort of pick as and when you work with Usborne. So if you are working this around another job, you can work evenings and nap times. You can, if you're working this on maternity, you can do it with, the way I built my business was underneath a sleeping baby, which is quite a popular way to run things. But you can work it however you want to. I don't know why I'm so nervous tonight. I chat rubbish on live all of the time, every single day, and I don't get nervous at all. But because I'm talking about something a little bit different tonight, I don't know, it's making me a little bit nervous. Anyways, and flexible in terms of what you can earn. So you are in charge of your earnings. The dog's coming for a little cuddle. So it's flexible in lots of different ways. The other one is friendship. One thing I didn't expect in this, oh, thanks, Sarah. One thing I didn't expect in this job was to make lots of lifelong friends. You can smell the treats, can't you? Here you go. That's why you're up here. Go and have that then. Lots of new friends that I've made, not just me, but my daughter as well. So I've made lifelong friends in this business, and that was definitely not something I expected. Online friends and offline friends, people who live local to me that are in my team that I've built friendships with. We go on days out with the kids. I've been on holidays with some of my team members. I go and visit some of them that live quite far away, they come and visit me, and our children have built good bonds as well. And then I've got some online friendships who don't live as close. Rachel, for example, doesn't live as close as I would like her to, but we have met in real life, and we will be doing more of that as well. But we have lots of Zooms and lots of phone calls and things. And I see these people, or speak to these people, more in my daily life than I do on my friends that live down the road. And I didn't expect to get that. If you're male, if you're watching, can you just let me know if the signal's okay and it is actually working? Because it keeps telling me that the signal's gone. Hopefully it's lying. Number 3 is financial gain. So, 9 times out of 10 people join a company like this because they want to earn some money. Hey Will, welcome in. And there is the opportunity to do that. If you want to earn an extra few pounds to pay for a takeaway on a Friday night for your family, you can do that. If you want to earn an extra £100 a month to drop a couple of hours at work, you can do that. If you want to earn, sorry, I'm just laughing at Lou's comment. If you want to earn £1,000, £2,000, £3,000 a month to replace a job, there is scope to do that as well. And so there is something for everybody. It's breaking up a bit. I do apologise. What I would do is download the video from that side afterwards and post it to the group. So anything that you've missed, you can go back and see. But do drop your questions in the comments, and I will make sure I answer them anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, so there's potential and scope for this business that you can earn, small or big. It's good this side, fab. In any way that you want to. And it's 24% commission. I forgot to say that. 24% commission as a basic. I've got to be careful what I say on this platform. So if I'm being a little bit vague about things, that's why. But hopefully, Rachel will drop in the comments anything that I can't say out loud for me. You get snippets and a pause and comes back later down the line. That's really irritating. I apologise. My internet's fine as far as I can tell, so I'm not sure why it's doing that. Sorry, guys. So yeah, it's 24% commission as a basic. You then have opportunities to earn extra bonuses and incentives along the way for whatever level it is that you are achieving. And you get free books on every order over £150. In your first 6 weeks, it's 20% of free books, and after that, it drops to 10%. So you're getting 10% of your order value back in books. As well as your commission, which means you can either keep those, give them to your kids, donate them to a school, do what you want with them, or sell them on for 100% profit. And then what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to extend your profit margins. That's the word I'm looking for. Hopefully that made sense. Hey Julie, welcome in. And the fourth reason is fun. If you're not having fun doing this job, you're doing it wrong. I get to go into schools and talk to children about books and reading and have them get so excited about their favourite characters, their favourite thing that they're reading. A child tried to show me his pants once because he was excited that it had some superhero, and I was like, don't do that. But they get so animated about what you're talking to you about. It's so much fun. You can't help but have fun when you're surrounded by children, can you? We have fun in our events when we go to head office run events. They are so much fun. And you get to immerse yourself in the world of Usborne for 2 days and meet new people, free food, free drinks, free night in a hotel. It's wonderful. How often do we get to do that as parents? I absolutely would have, Sarah. And I get to have fun just every day. I mean, I get paid to talk about books, to take photos of books, to make ridiculous videos to post on this app, and get to call it a job. What isn't there to like? Holly says, do schools pay for us to come in? The schools don't pay you to come in. It's a free service that we offer for the schools, but you're earning money by selling books. The majority of time when I go into a school, I'm doing a minimum of £1,000 sales, and that's 200 quid in my pocket. Happy days. The school then earn free books as well, so they will get 60% of the order total, and that doesn't come out of your pocket. The company funds that. So for example, if I've gone into a school for the day, the parents have bought £1,000 worth of books, I get my £200 commission. The school then receives £600 of books as well on top of that. So it's win-win for everybody. The dog is really irritating me, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to wait for this side to come back on. Hey Linz, welcome in. There we are, we're back. So, flexibility, friendship, financial gain and fun. Those are the 4 main reasons that people join any company, really. And hopefully that gives you an overview of how I'm getting that out of my business. The facts of what's involved, as I said, it's 24% commission or as a basic plus your extras. There's no minimum amount you have to order every month. There's no hidden charges. We've frozen again. Hold on one sec. There we are. There's no hidden charges, no extras, no monthly. It's not like you have to pay a subscription fee or anything like that. Thanks, Rach. Rach has just popped a comment in here with the link to the other live. If you want to watch it on there where you've got better signal, feel free to jump across. In order to keep your account open, you have to order once every 6 months as a bare minimum of £150 or more. I've lost a slipper. If you don't do that, all that happens is your account closes and no extra charges or anything like that. If you are wanting to earn an income and you're wanting to build a business, you should be ordering more than that anyway. But if you decide you didn't want to carry on, you just stop ordering and then your account will close with no concern. Just scrolling the comments. Okay, lovely. Thanks for all the taps, guys. To get started with Usborne, you purchase a starter kit. The starter kit at the moment in September is £48, and a normal kit contains £150 worth of books. The September kit contains an extra £35 worth of books, so it's worth 185 quid. So you're instantly in profit if you sell the books in your kit. It also comes with full training and support, one-to-one mentor, a site web, and hopefully you know what that means. I just can't say the word. And what else have I missed? Something else. Oh, catalogues and leaflets, which I will show you a little bit more in a moment. In fact, I will show you it right now. You get a catalogue with all of our titles in them. We do over 3,000, as I mentioned. That is a 12-month catalogue, so it runs from January to December. We then get a new one the following year. Hey, Katie, welcome in. And I just got distracted by WhatsApp, sorry. We get a new one the next year then, and it runs for another 12 months. So you haven't got to keep buying new catalogues. I keep one. I don't tend to have loads of them. It's just for my reference more than anything. So I can go through and look at it. I don't tend to give them out, so you don't need loads of them. You get these as well, and you get a pack of 50 in these. Oh, your advent arrived earlier, Katie. Fabulous. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad it arrived safely as well. A pack of 50 of these comes in the starter kit. This runs for about 3 months. This one's the seasonal one, so it's autumn with lots of Halloween and Christmassy books in there. And then a new one will come out ready for January, and you can purchase a pack of 50, or you can use the online version instead if you don't want to purchase the paper ones. Hope that makes sense, but you get those in your kit as well. I realise I'm talking very, very quickly, but I'm conscious that it's your evening. You might have something you want to go and watch. It's Strictly On tonight, so I don't want to keep you waiting too long, but please do pop your questions in the comments if you've got some. You must have some, because I've been rambling for, only 15 minutes. How have I managed that? But do pop your questions in the chat and I will answer them as we're going through. Hopefully I've not confused you more than you were when you came in. So this time of year, obviously it's the build up to Christmas, and so people's spending habits change. The minute the kids go back to school in September, people start to ramp up their Christmas shopping, and books are the best kind of gift. They're a gift that you can open again and again, and people are always gifting books. We do some incredible books, and Christmas time is our busiest time of year. We have World Book Day in March, and we have Christmas at this time of year. Books aren't a seasonal product either, which means that we can keep working all year round. The fact that we can work with schools gives us something to do for the 10 months of the year the schools are open, and no other company can give you that. There's no other company going into schools and being able to help schools with free books, being able to excite children about reading, being able to just go in and speak to parents and support parents in that sort of format. No other company can offer you that. We're not a luxury product. We're not something that people only treat themselves to occasionally. We're not the cheapest books in the world, but we are quality, and people buy quality. People buy the brand, they recognize the brand, and come back time and time again to buy more and more of our beautiful books. So speaking of the beautiful books, does the starter kit change monthly from Holly? It does not. It doesn't change. The contents don't change monthly. So the content may change occasionally. At the moment, we've got the bumper starter kit on for September, so it's slightly different, but it tends to be pretty much the same. And I'll show you, I haven't got a starter kit, obviously, because I've been doing this for a very long time, but I have got pretty much one from each range that's in the starter kit, and it's really, really perfectly formed. They've done a very, very good job, I think, of this current starter kit, where you've got in there one of pretty much all of our best-selling series. So once you've got one book from a series, let's go for one that lots of you should recognise. That's Not My. Sorry for book face, this is going to be backwards. I did remember to mirror it on this side, but you can't do it on the other one. Your comment didn't come through at all, Holly. I do apologise, but thanks for pulling it back to my attention, Rach. Once you know the format of one of these books, you can talk about the whole series, and I think we've got something like 89, 90 of these now. They are beautiful books designed for babies. Everyone has seen one of these by now, I am sure. Bold outlines to help with eye development, bright colours. You've got the sensory patches to encourage children to reach out and engage with the pages, and repetitive text to help with early reading as well. And this one is a cat, and then, like I said, once you've seen one, you can talk about the entire range. Job done. One thing that people do say to me is, I'm not a salesperson, and I've been doing this for 8 years and I'm still not a salesperson. The way I look at my job is, if I go to a nice restaurant, you can guarantee I'll say to my friends, oh, I ate out at that Indian restaurant down the road last night. Really, really good. Go and give it a go. And it's exactly the same as what I do with my books. I read a book with my child or on my own. I enjoy it. I mention it to other people. People come to my stall and say, my 9-year-old's into history. What can you recommend? I know that I can pull this one off my shelf and be like, perfect, because of X, Y, and Z. And that's all it is. It's about people asking you for recommendations and you being able to give them. And that comes with time, obviously. When I first started, I didn't know all of the inside out of the books. I didn't know all of the benefits of reading for children. But what I did have was a mentor. And that mentor had that knowledge. And I would, probably far too many times a day, but I'm sure she loved it really, screenshot a request from a customer who asked for recommendations for a 3-year-old who likes unicorn, send it to my mentor would send back a load of pictures of recommended books that she knew about, and then I would send that to my customer. And so you've always got that support. It doesn't matter if you've been here 5 minutes or 5 years, someone will always be there to help answer your question. And that's the beauty of having a mentor. Thanks, Belle. Let's show you some more books instead of rambling on, shall I? Next one up from the That's Not My I've got in this box is the Peep Inside range. This, I don't think one of these is in the kit at the moment. I can't remember. Maybe it is. But this is one of my favourite ranges. This is one of the books that, well, one of the series that got me hooked on Usborne. My daughter was obsessed with the Peep Inside nighttime book. Did you hear that? Miko? Just going to hope that was the dog and not someone breaking into my house. What was I saying? We still, no word for word, the Peep Inside nighttime book. What did you do? And this one is the same. So it's a flat book designed for toddlers. It tells you all about how a fire engine works, this one. I can't lift the flaps with my nails. Need to get them cut. And I love the fact that our flat books are different in that the flaps are integrated to the pages, so they're very difficult to pull out, and they have a purpose. Rather than just being a flap stuck on a page just for the sake of lifting a flap, they always have a purpose. So for this one, you are opening the door to see what's inside the truck, and every single flap has a purpose. And how many times can I say the word flap without making you giggle? So those are the Peep Inside range. What else have we got in this box? I tried to put my snazzy light on for you in the background, you see, and look what happens. Oh, it's all right like that. When it's against the wall, oh, it wants to work now. Fuck. See, you put it against the wall and you can't see it. Grr, that's annoying. I bought that for my daughter's bedroom and I stole it for my lives. Never mind. Anyways, I'm distracted. what was I talking about? Books, that's what I was talking about. What else have I got for the younger ones? We have lots of books designed to help with learning to read, obviously, because we're a reading company. Some of them, like these, Dinosaur Has Slammed the Door, if you know a Julia Donaldson fan. These are short rhyming stories with a cute little dinosaur theme, and they are perfect for learning to read. Anybody had their kids bring home the Biff, Chip and Kipper books? Absolutely awful. I have to say it. These are not awful. I would have enjoyed reading these with my child when she was learning to read instead of Biff, Chip and Blooming Kipper. If you know, you know. And so that is our reading programme books. They start as beginner readers and then they go up to sort of age year 2, year 3-ish, with a slightly more, slightly more advanced reading level. And part of that reading programme as well, alongside that reading programme, we have our phonics readers. These are phonetically written in line with the national curriculum. We have hundreds of them at this point. They also rhyme, they're cute little stories, full colour, and again, perfect for learning to read, to help children build on the skills they're learning at school, and grow their reading fluency and confidence at home with you. And in some of them, you watch it not be the one I pulled off my shelf now. It does. They've got this really helpful little guide in the back that tells you how phonics work and how you can help support your child when they're learning to read with phonics. So for someone like me, who before I did this job had no idea what the hell phonics were, really, really useful. What else do we have in here? A magic box of tricks. So as I said, some of these are in the starter kit. Some of them are just slightly different variations. Some of them are just books I want to show you because I blooming love them. But I can pop a picture in the group / on my stories of what's in the actual kit if you want to know. Hey Liam, welcome in. Thank you for sharing out, guys. I really appreciate it. If you guys are, please listen. I know you're listening intently, but if you would drop some comments in the chat for me, push us out, as Liam's doing right now. Thank you, Liam. And also on the book face as well. Pop your thoughts down and it will help jog my memory about things I probably was supposed to say tonight and have forgotten. And also, I can guarantee if you're thinking of a question and you're too scared to write it, there are at least 3 other people watching that are too scared to ask it as well. So if you ask it, you're helping all of those people as well. Thank you, Liam, for the heart me. Right, beginners. This is one of my favourite ranges, and I believe this is in the kit. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. They are fact books. They are full colour, as you can see. Mix of photos and diagrams and illustrations. That's the word I was looking for. Really, really nice little bite-sized chunks of information. So if you've got a child who is intimidated by a book that looks like that, because they might not be the most strong reader, Giraffe and Planes at the moment, fabulous, thank you, Courtney, then this is going to be a much more easily digestible book for them. And I genuinely believe that, and I say this every day and people must be bored to tears of hearing it, but I'm going to keep saying it. Every child is a reader. They've just got to find the right book. That's all it is, and that's my job. They're lovely, aren't they? Giraffes is obviously one of my favourite, and followed by the octopuses. Thank you for the club cheers, Liam. Yeah, and they feel really grown up. These are age 4 to 9. My daughter loved them. You can get hundreds of different ones. There we go. Because it's mirrored, I'm struggling with knowing which way to go. There's loads of different ones, lots of history ones, lots of science ones, lots of nature ones. Love these. One of my favourite series by far. And when I go into schools, it's something that the kids go for. They go nuts for them, especially when they see their favourite animal. Or the Stone Age is a popular one. Something they're learning about in school. They go nuts for them. Oh, I nearly knocked you off then. Hey, Kelsey, welcome in. Thank you. Where should we go next? Stickers. Every kid loves stickers, right? We have a lot of sticker books. The Little Fur stickers are probably the one that I prefer as a parent because they're small enough to put in a handbag / nappy bag, and take them here, there and everywhere with you. Again, every book I'm showing you comes with lots and lots of different versions. This one's just a very sickly girly, rainbows and unicorns and fairies, and girls love it, and some boys do too, but the majority of girls go for this one. And stickers, just, you know, I used to like to stick them all over my face, according to my mum. So those are the little first stickers. We then have various other sticker book series, but two other ones that I brought to show you are one of which is in the kit, and one I'm hoping lots of you will recognise. Let me know in the chat if you recognise this one. Sticker dolly dressing. This series is so popular. Anybody who's seen me on live before will definitely have seen me showing you these and showing the advent calendar version. But Sticker Dolly and That's Not My are our books that you will see in your supermarkets when you go and do your shop, because they are our biggest sellers across the entire company. I love having these in my local supermarket because it means that Sally down the road, who's got a 6-year-old, her daughter's in Tesco. Please can I have a sticker book? She buys her a sticker book. Next week, little Sally, oh, I really like a sticker book. She goes to buy a sticker book. They've only got this one. Oh, but we really like that format. What am I going to do? I've got to go to Kerry because I can't get them anywhere else. So having them in the supermarkets is really helpful for me because it hooks people into the brand, and then they have to come to a partner to get access to the full range. It's there is a word for it, but I don't know what it's called. But that's basically how we hook people on the brand, and then they come to us. Anyways, long story short, it's a sticker dolly dressing book, and the idea is that there are lots of lovely little scenes there. This one's witch and wizard theme, so Harry Potter vibes for this one. And then in the back you've got all the stickers. All of our sticker books are perforated down here, which means you can tear them out easily without all ripping. And then you don't have to keep flipping back and forth to get to the right page, or having your child pass it you every 3 seconds for you to flip back and forth and find the right page. I also love the fact that our sticker books have the added value of a bit of text. So again, if you've got a reluctant reader who is not going to pick up a book that is black and white text, they won't even know they're reading, and learning and enhancing those reading skills by doing these sticker books. And they're just so pretty. I think this one's like, don't know if you can see it, slightly sparkly. There we go. Ever so slightly sparkly. And then I bought a build your own monster trucks. I think it's build your own planes in the kit right now. But these ones are very Top Trumps-esque, I would say, where you've got little bits out of the machines, and then you've got the stickers in the back to do it. And again, you've got that little bit of text, the added value for our sticker books, where kids won't realise they're learning. And it's like a Top Trumps style. Build your own dinosaurs. Thanks, Rach. It's filtered you for some reason. There we go. Don't know what it didn't like about that comment. So that is another one of our sticker book series. Staying on the activity themes, we do magic painting. This is an all-round favourite, firm favourite. Anybody will tell you that whenever you've got these on the table, they don't last very long because kids and adults alike love them. These are magic painting with a twist. They aren't like the ones I had as a kid where you ended up with holes in the pages and you ended up with bits everywhere. They are super amazing quality, and when you add the water, just water, no paint involved, very, very mess free, the colours really pop like on here. And again, you've got that added value of a flap in the back so you can put it between the pages and not ruin each page, or you can tear them out because they're perforated. It includes your paintbrush. These are a hit. We use them as an after-school regulation tool. So when we come back from school, my daughter's a bit all over the place. We do a bit of magic painting, calms us both down, and that sets us off for a better evening. What else have we got in here? Not in the kit, but I wanted to show you because it's one of our newest series and they are absolutely flying. Brilliant for sharing if you have more than one child. Yeah, absolutely, Courtney. Forgot to mention that. Thank you. Scratch art. Everyone knows and loves scratch art. But oh my God, look at that sloth. That is adorable. Little llama in there. And again, because Usborne's motto is do it better, you don't just have scratch art and you don't just have a black piece of paper for people to just do their own thing. You've also got this side, which has got some extra themed activities to go alongside the scratch art. perfect for taking out to a restaurant, keeping the kids quiet if you don't want to stick them on a screen. I am not anti-screens, but you'll never see my child in public on a screen. She will always be seen with scratch art, magic painting, stickers, you name it, a book. She's happy as Larry for hours while we're out and about doing that. So if you're the same, or you want to start weaning children off the screens when you're out and about, and I know they have a place, absolutely. But this is my go-to when we are out. What else have we got in here? I did pull this one off my shelf because this one is in the kit and it's a pretty much a new, I think it only came out a few months ago, but it's been really, really popular so far. And the See Inside series itself is fabulous. These are flap books, but for older children. I don't think you can actually see any flaps because of the way the light is. These are age 7+. And Peter Usborne, who founded the company, had a philosophy that every subject can be taught to children. You've just got to break it down and deliver it to them in the right way. So a 7-year-old learning about AI. I'm 34 years of age. I don't know a lot about AI. I want to read this book, but it's broken down in such a way that I probably will understand it. Maybe we all need to read this book. There we are. But I love this series, and again, it comes in all sorts of different ones. Schools love this series, children love this series, dads love this series, because, you know, it's good fun. And on a similar sort of theme, the one I showed you before, 100 Things to Know, this is another popular series, broken down into easily digestible facts. I mean, if I went and visited some high schools this week for my daughter, and they had all of the books out that they use, and I kid you not, the books they are using are still the same books that I was using at the same school many years ago, and they are just as boring now as they were then. Had I had a history book like this to learn from, I might have paid more attention, just saying. And so I am going to go back to the school with some new history books and see what we can do about it. Just up from that one, we've got the mathematics, well, the 4 beginners range. This one is maths. It comes in maths, money, business. I bet you there's a picture in the back rather than me trying to wrap. Economics, philosophy. That was my thing at school. It's just basically a posh way of arguing with people. Law, psychology, physics, all those big subjects I was talking about, where kids can learn about these subjects and they can have heated debates. All you've got to do is break down the material and put it into their language. Do you get books for all different ages in the kit for babies and toddlers? But yes, absolutely. So I've tried to show you, I don't know if you've just joined us, Emma, but the kit covers pretty much the entire age range. So you've got, you've frozen again. Hold on 1 second. So you've got baby books in there for the That's Not Mine, the Peep Inside, and then it moves up, and you've also got a YA fiction in there, and then a little bit from each sort of age range. So you've got a nice wide selection. What people tend to do is sell their kit on and then replace those books to if you want to hold stock. I'll come on to that in a moment. Replace the books in your kit to go to future events in a way that suits you. So what I mean by that is, if you're somebody who thinks I could take my bookshop into my local toddler groups, and you're frozen again, give me 1 second. I could take my books into local toddler groups. So I would suggest replacing those kit books with baby and toddler group. But baby and toddler books. If you're somebody who thinks, right, I'm going to target primary schools, then I would push you more towards replacing it with fiction and not bothering so much with the baby books. But that's a conversation to have with your mentor, because they will have a lot better understanding of what you do and don't need. But the kit pretty much covers all of it. I hope that answered your question. Before we move on to the older stuff, although we have already, I've forgotten to show you one of the absolute best series that we do, and earns me a lot of moolah, is our wind-up books. Everybody loves a wind-up book. If you haven't seen a wind-up book before, you've obviously not been here long, and also not been to one of my stalls, because you will always find one of these open on my stall for the children to play with, because they are just flipping brilliant. It's a big chunky book, and inside, I don't know if you can see, it's got tracks. So you wind up this little vehicle toy here, Your son loves these, they're great, aren't they? You wind it up, you put it on the track, and you watch it spin round. Not only is that fun, and not only do I have many people over the age of 40 stand at my stall for ages playing with it and then look guilty when I spot them, I don't mind, let your inner child out. But they're also brilliant for if you've got a toddler who you want to engage with books, but they aren't quite at the stage where they will sit and listen to a story. Some will, some won't. My nephew is feral, and he will now. But when he was 18 months too, he would not sit still for a story, start to finish. He would, however, sit and send this digger all the way around the track many, many times while, not this one, he has a Santa and a tractor one. This one's only just come out. While I read the bits that are in here, while I get him to, can you find the digger? Can you find the cow? Can you count how many tractors there are? What noise does that make? And he doesn't realise really that he's engaging with a book, but it's helping build those skills and build that love of reading while he's still able to get his energy out playing with the little digger. So something for everybody in that series. It comes in so many different versions. My personal favourite is the Santa, and the Santa has just been re-released Thursday just gone, and I can't wait to get my hands on it because it's blooming lovely, and it's great for Christmas Eve boxes, 1st of December boxes, presents from elves. You know, it's an all-rounder. And then the other things I've got in my box of tricks to show you was just some of my favourite fiction. And I bought a graphic novel as well because I read something the other day. Your son has a Santa one. It's beautiful, isn't it? Well, it's just been given a revamp with a fresh new cover, and just basically bought a bit. It was quite old, and they've brought it into the 21st century, and it's even more beautiful. A graphic novel. I read something recently about the rise in graphic novels recently, and how something like 67% of children are leaning towards graphic novels. And I go back to what I said earlier, is it doesn't matter what children are reading as long as they are reading. Kids are either love a graphic novel or hate a graphic novel. I find there's no in between. My daughter cannot do a graphic novel. She likes a book. But for children who do like them, we have a brilliant range of graphic novels. Schools love these, teachers love these. They are gorgeous. I just want to show you one of those. And then I bought some of my favourite fiction. In the kit you get I think you get a 9 to 12 fiction, middle grade fiction, and a YA fiction, and then a younger one as well. I just grabbed a selection because you will always find that my personal best-selling books, and people will always say what sells best. There are some series that everybody will sell well. My personal thoughts are my personal bestsellers are always the books, Rachel knows me well, that are always the books that I am reading and enjoying myself or with my child. And that's because once I've read a book, I can talk about it more passionately. And people who watch my lives regularly will tell you my face lights up when I talk about books. They can see the passion coming through. And so even though these aren't in the kit, I wanted to show you them because they are ones that I love. Cruise Ship Kid, the author of this I met earlier this year. She's blooming brilliant. You might recognise her. She's in Horrible Histories, the stage show, and a couple of other things as well. She's absolutely fantastic, and it really shines through in the book. She was a child who grew up on a cruise ship, so her main character here is Silver. She's grown up on a cruise ship and getting up to all sorts, and there is a mystery to solve. It is so funny, isn't it, Rach? And there is such a beautiful moral in this book as well, but I'll come on to that in a second. As you can see, it's cartoony. It's a little bit, it's written like a diary, so it's Silver's diary and her adventures. There's also loads of interactive stuff in here. So getting kids to write in the book and answer questions and start writing a diary themselves. So she wanted to get kids writing as well as reading. And I think she's done this really well. There's questions in here like, would you rather have mashed potato for hair or jelly for fingers, and ridiculous things like that are going to get kids excited. There's parts in there where it gets kids reading out loud in silly voices, and trying to read sentences before in one breath, and just very, very engaging story. But underneath all that fun and all of that loveliness, there is a really lovely overriding theme where Silver is a child who doesn't really have any friends because she lives on the ship, so her friends come and go every holiday, and she feels like she has to change herself in order to make friends and in order for the popular kids to like her. And so she's going through and she's saying, this is what I need to change, this is what I need to change. And by the end of the story is a really nice sort of feeling of where she realises that people who like you for you are real friends, and you don't need to change to impress anybody. You should be proud of who you are, and the rest will happen, which I think is something that every young child, especially girls, need to hear. Very gender neutral book as well. Boys will enjoy reading this just as much as girls. Grump Fort, that's another one that we've loved reading, and I've met the author. One of the perks of this job is getting to meet lots of lovely authors and getting signed copies. Is this one signed? No, I think the signed copy has been swiped by my child. But getting them signing books as well. And the more you talk to authors, the more you learn about their books and the more you then sell. But this is, again, comic book style-y. Lots of cool monsters in this. Mo is a bit of a scaredy cat. He becomes the town monster hunter, and he's supposed to go into the woods and retrieve a monster and bring him back unalived. He doesn't really like the idea of that, but he's been told all of his life that monsters are evil and this, that and the other, and they're out to get you. Then goes into the woods, finds out that the monsters are absolutely lovely, very, very friendly, befriends them, and then decides to come back, and there's a big twist at the end. But it's a really, really nice story of finding yourself and adversity through trials and tribulations, etc. Love this story. If you've got a child who is into... I don't know what I can say and what I can't say on here in terms of that, but if you've got a child who's into a certain popular author, they will enjoy that. And if you want to know who, you can drop me a message. Along the same theme, funny reads. So there is one particular author who is known for writing funny fiction. He's a celebrity author, doesn't write his own books, and I can't bloody stand them. They are full of awfulness. This person writes a similar style, but without the bullying and without the racism and without the rudeness and without teaching children that it's okay to be mean to other kids. They are hilariously funny. You will laugh out loud. This one is about some kids that get stuck on a desert island and they have to learn to survive, basically. There's a goat called Garibaldi. There is an octopus. There is a coconut monster. So much fun, and such a better quality read than that particular celebrity author. I hope you all know who I'm talking about. We love her books, and she's written quite a lot for us. We've then got slightly older, our adventure game books. These are brilliant for gamers. So if you have a child who is... Yes, that's the one, Lou. That's the one. If you have a child who is into their gaming, this book, you choose how it goes. So at the end of each thing, it will say, if you want this to happen, go to this page. If you want this to happen, go to this page. You then are dictating how the story goes. You can print off a logbook that goes with it from the site web, and you use a dice and a pencil, and they are very, very addictive and very, very fun. But a really, really nice screen-free alternative for people. I also have like a school who run a Warhammer, is it Warhammer, is that the right word? A group game thing. And they have used these in their, thank you Dan, in their games, in their clubs, instead of alongside of doing the games, because they all enjoyed it as well. That was a long rambly bit about that book, but there we go. And then the last one I want to show you is obviously Royal Scandal. I couldn't find Royal Blood. I must have hidden it the other day. But this is number 2 in my favourite ever series that I've ever read. Not just Usborne, but ever. It is a royal family... No worries, Sam. It is a story about the royal family. A girl who lives in America finds out that her dad is the King of England. She's an illegitimate child by the king. Comes over to live in the palace, and the family obviously aren't very accepting of her. Things go very, very wrong very, very quickly, and there is a whole lot of twists and turns that kept me hooked so much. I'm a very, very slow reader, as I've said on here before. It's because I've got ADHD and because my mind wanders, and whilst I'm reading a chapter, I'll be thinking about 1,000,001 other things, and then I have to reread it and reread it and reread it. Just casually, yeah, exactly that, Lou. Casually finds out her dad is the King of England. But this is well worth it. There's 2 of these now. There's meant to be a 3rd. I want them to make it into a film because it's bloody brilliant. But I just wanted to show you that one because we do adult books as well. A lot of us run adult book clubs. And when I say adult book clubs, I don't mean spicy, obviously, but that's where people automatically go when you say the word adult books. They are all age 14 plus, so appropriate for teenagers to be reading. But they are also, they age up brilliantly. I've read a lot of them with my adult book club, and they're fabulous. So I have rambled on for far too long with the book specifically. I told you it would happen. That's what I'm like. I'm not even going to apologise. Hopefully I've told you enough about what is actually involved in being a partner as well. If not, drop me some questions in the chat and I will come back to them. Now, if you've watched this and thought this woman is mental, you're in the right place. If you've got more questions you want to ask privately, please by all means DM me or message the person who invited you to watch this live. They will answer your questions for you. If you're thinking, I am waiting for Bookface to... There we go. If you're sat in now thinking, let me in, I want to go, I want to start earning some money in time for Christmas, then if you're on Bookface, drop the word ready in the chat and the person who added you to this group will message you and help you get started. If you're on the other platform, if you're on TikTok, jump in my inbox and I will help you get started. Or if Rach invited you to this live, jump in her inbox and she will help you get started. If you want to be in our downline, and I can promise you it's the best downline there is because I'm part of it, obs, then you need to make sure you join via a special link. If you go to the main Usborne website, you'll end up randomly allocated to anybody in Europe to be your mentor. And most of them are amazing. Some of them aren't here to build a team and aren't here to mentor other people, so you won't get the support you need. So make sure you do it through whoever it was that invited you to this group. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for watching me. I have managed to do it in 48 minutes, which if you remember the first 5 minutes, I was just in the kitchen. So I've done pretty well. Thank you all for watching. There are probably lots of comments I've missed because Bookface doesn't like to show you them. I will come back and reply to them once I've turned off the live. I'm going to continue chatting on TikTok. So if anybody does want to come up in a box and ask questions, you're welcome to do that, or drop them in the chat. I'm going to turn this one off. Good night, guys, and thank you very much. I'm staying. Don't you go anywhere, TikTok. Just going to end that one because it's really, really hard to do that on 2 platforms. But it's done now. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, it wasn't working. Oh, apparently it wasn't streaming in there at all. Oh well. Oh, well, nobody messaged me to say it wasn't working, so that's helpful. Right, I'm going to move to the sofa. Sigh. How are we all? Did I miss anything major, H? Are you still there?
No, didn't miss anything. You kept up with the messages, so it's fine.
So the video seems to have been deleted from the other platform. That's annoying, but nobody over there messaged me